Faithful followers, this is your old pal, brother Jack Angry. Things keep improving for us here at the Monastery of Mayhem and with the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. We want to welcome our newest sponsor, Big Brain Tattoos at 1123 Jackson Street in the Old Market here in Omaha. They are our newest sponsor, and we would like everybody to stop on down and say hi to Smitty and Lenny and the rest of the artists down there. Get a price on a tattoo, and next time you decide to have work done, be sure and visit Smitty and see what he can do for you. Now back to the show. Well, greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, brother Jack Angry, bringing you another edition of the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. And our guest is this gorgeous creature, Miss Dolce Vita from the local Omaha burlesque troupe, the Hot Tail Honeys. And welcome to the show, Dolce.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, gentlemen.
What's up?
Yes, and myself, Brother Jack, and Brother James, and yes, it's opening his first beer of the day. One of many, I'm sure. But we're really thrilled to have Dolce and, to be acquainted with the Hot Tail Honeys. So I'm going to just turn this over to Dolce here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Hot Tail Honeys and what you're doing right now?
Well, I would like to say that the Hot Tail Honeys are a neoclassic burlesque troupe. So we like to generally focus on using music from late 1800s through mid-1900s, so probably not going much past 1950s, some 60s. But then we also, that would be for our full shows that we do in clubs and other venues, but we also do private parties, and that would can be catered to what a person likes. We could do 70s show, we've done Beach Bunny shows, Christmas shows, all that sort of thing.
So your shows, you do a lot of seasonally themed shows?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and now if I'm not mistaken, you used to have your home base kind of located at Gator O'Malley's, but you told me they had closed or they've gone through a management change.
That is true. We were performing there 2 times a month. It was a fantastic venue, and it was a really good space for us to grow in, and they did change management, so we don't really know where the status of that is at the moment, but we'd be back. We'd go back if they asked us.
Well, definitely keep us informed with that, and we'll pass that on to all our viewers. Absolutely. Now, the group, the troupe, the Hot Tail Honeys, that is led by Pope Catherine I.
That is correct, yes. And I met her through another group called Spank Candy that began, I want to say about 7 years ago. Pope Catherine I is a fantastic woman, full of creativity and an extremely giving person, and she just likes everybody around her to have fun, and at the same time we all like to do that with a purpose, and so we put on a show.
And having attended many Spank Candy performances, I can tell you that they were well worth the effort to view, and we were very saddened by that group's ultimate disbandment.
Yes, all right, Dolce. Now, you said you do classic burlesque. That's, I assume, in the tradition of artists like Blaze Star, Tempest Storm, and Kit Natividad. Is that correct?
Yes, and I would have to say, as I was growing up, I was a huge fan and obsessive watcher of the movie Gypsy, with the character, or the famous Gypsy Rose Lee. So that's one of my biggest influences, which is kind of why I've got the whole sophisticated gown thing going on. We have the gloves, and our little hair pieces, and there's other things to show that you might be able to see.
And as always, here at the Angry Brothers, we believe it's sometimes much better to conceal than to reveal. We don't practice that a lot around here, but when we do, it's for effect.
All right, so Now, what is the type of energy of your shows? I mean, generally, how do one of your shows work?
We work very hard on our set lists to make sure that we don't, that we have a good flow to the show, that it opens up with a bang. We'll generally have one of our jugglers perform after one of our strip teases so that it doesn't get redundant with tease after tease after tease, because it is, as much you might be surprised, that if you have 5 girls taking their clothes off one after the other,
You
it can get kind of boring.
You lose interest.
Yeah,
exactly.
It kind of desensitizes.
Where do you go from up?
Yes, that's true. It's like, it's like you're already up here. It's like, where do you go from there?
Yep.
Definitely. So, and you work with snakes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am a proud snake owner of 2 6-foot boa constrictors. One of which I use for performing. She is fantastic. Her name is Blondie's. I've had her for about 4 years. She takes fantastic pictures. She's always a joy on stage, and everybody loves to meet and greet her after the show. So that is something that I do with the snake. Also, besides the snake, we have several fire performers. Our jugglers juggle fire. We have fire spinners that do poi and fans. I also will swing a fire sword now and again, and we use fire fingers and cups.
Okay, now as far as speaking of the fire performances, now one of the members of your group, one of the founding members, Catherine Cheshire, does a lot with fire. If I'm not mistaken, is that correct?
Sound it out.
Yes.
Come on.
It's like, sorry, rented lips.
She performed with fire fans, I believe. Our more skilled fire performers would be Miranda Wrights. She's a poi fire spinner, and she also uses LED poi, which is glowing balls.
I'm not touching that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Which we have to resort to using in clubs that won't allow us to use fire.
Now, poi is the Hawaiian. When they do the spinning of the fire sticks and.
Poi.
It's Polynesian, I would think.
I don't really know the origin, but I can say that poi, when we refer to it, is specifically a fireball at the end of a tether.
Okay.
So, and then there is the separate fire staff, and actually Pope Catherine I has used fire hula hoop before, which was pretty amazing.
Well, and nobody's been seriously injured or anything like that. I mean,
nope, never been burnt during a show or burnt any property of an establishment.
So just to recap, we have working with snakes and juggling fires. Sounds like Monday morning at First Data. Moving right along.
Yes, but all right. So the shows you do and the hot-tailed honeys, they've been very well received here in Omaha.
Absolutely. Yes, we have a good crowd. We have a growing fan base. We've always been really well received by management of establishments. We look like we're having a lot of fun, and we do party quite a bit, but we're always professional, which is a good reason why people like to hire us, is because we have a lot of fun, but we're not going to cause
your
ruckus.
good reputation precedes you, of course. The more well received you are by whatever management of the venue you're at, which will undoubtedly lead to other employment opportunities. Because as everyone knows, here in Omaha, it's a small town and a tight-knit town, and people do talk. That's why Brother Jack and I only push the envelope just a little bit.
Right, Chris?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
Love you, Chris.
There you go. But no, we also want to take a moment to mention that tonight's movie is one that we are very proud to be running here at the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. And permission to run this movie was actually given to us directly by Ralph Bakshi, the producer and animator and artist and creator of the movie Wizards from 1977, which is what we will be running tonight. I do want to take a moment to mention that Ralph is working on a project currently called The Last Days of Coney Island. And at the end of the show, you will see a link to his Facebook page where you can find out more about all of Ralph's movies. They include Fritz the Cat, Coonskin, which was later changed to the name Street Fight for somewhat obvious reasons, Wizards, Cool World, Fire and Ice, and American Pop. All really groundbreaking examples of American animation, particularly Wizards, who at the time caused quite a controversy because of some of the images that were in it. I mean, it's not really a tale for kids. It's somewhat dark, but it's an excellent movie, and I highly recommend it. And we'll be bringing you that tonight. So I'm going to turn it back to Dolce Vita. So what's on the horizon for you guys right now?
Well, actually this week, I don't know when this is showing, but this week it's the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. And we have a gig opening up for Benny and the Gents. It's a glam rock 70s band at the Slowdown, which is across from the stadium where College World Series is happening. And that's going to be on Thursday night, the 20th. Our next full show that's going to feature just the Hot Tub Honeys is at House of Loom on July 17th. Starts at 8 o'clock. Cover is either $7 or $8. And that will include a free dessert made by a local deserteer. Just made that word up. Sydney Jean's Custom Cakes. And we're going to be doing it cabaret style, so we will have seating, tables, and we will be performing in and amongst the crowd. And I think it's going to be a fantastic show. I'm really excited for it.
Well, you can bet you'll see the Angry Brothers there, because we'll make it a point to be there. And we will try to run this episode. We may not be able to get it this Friday, but it will definitely run the Friday after that. And the YouTube episode will go on no later than this Monday.
So if anybody does have a time-traveling machine, you can go back to the 20th and see our show. Otherwise, be there on July 17th at the House of Loom.
And you can also look for some very wonderful photographs of the lovely Miss Dolce Vita at our website and blog, which is www.theangrybros.com, and you can click on the link for the Angry Brothers blog to go right to that. There'll also be information about Ralph Bakshi and his Last Days of Coney Island project, and a link to his Facebook page, which we did, obviously agree to. He was kind enough to let us run the movie, so we're going to do everything we can to promote it, and we want all of our friends and viewers out there to take a look at it as well. Now, Dolce, so the style of what you do is the classic burlesque. What's the most unusual show or experience you've ever had as far as the career you've chosen with the burlesque? Does anything stand out in your mind?
Most unusual show. I would really have to say that every experience, there's something unusual that happens.
Kind of like life around here.
I've almost fallen off the stage before with fire in my hands, and instead of falling forward, I had to jump over a monitor speaker on the end of the stage and land on the ground. And luckily, I didn't fall or set myself on fire, though I was limping for about 2 weeks.
Ouch.
There's been times where it's down to the last minute and there's a key piece that we have to have for the show, so somebody jumps in the car and takes off to the house to grab it. But what the most unusual thing is that we always bust out an amazing show, regardless of how stressful or difficult it was to get it up. It's always good.
Difficulty getting it up. It's not. No, we don't know about that here, but
not touching that one.
Yeah, not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. So, have you ever had any bad experiences with shows, like maybe hecklers in the crowd, or somebody just being a real douchebag, as it were?
We've had hecklers. We've actually had to try to. We've had some training behind the scenes on telling our girls how to emit the right attitude to keep certain people from feeling like they can come up and try to grope them, because that's happened. But
I would imagine that would be problematic.
So, but over the years, we have been able to learn what we need to have a safe show. So, we will always generally have some kind of security. That might be our stagehand who's handling all of our props, who is also looking out for crowd control. And our MC, we have a fantastic MC. He is Jim Crimson is his stage name. And he also does MCing at a lot of other venues and shows.
Now, weren't the Hot Tail Honeys connected with Dr. Sketchy's at some point? I seem to have that mental connection. And have you done any of the modeling shows for them, or?
Yes, the connection is that Pope Catherine I brought Dr. Sketchy's to Omaha because it's a worldwide, I believe, or at least national event that you can just basically franchise if you have a space for it and people to do it. And so yeah, that's the connection. And so yeah, we've posed as a group before. I've posed solo before, and in a crunch, if the model flakes that was scheduled, then one of the Hot Tail Honeys could always fill in. So.
Okay. That's very excellent. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and get back to the movie Wizards from Ralph Bakshi here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama.
Go Ralph!
Yes. Enjoy. Faithful followers, welcome back. What do you think of Wizards so far? Our guest, the lovely Miss Dolce Vita from the Hot Tail Honeys here in Omaha, was kind enough to come in and tell us a little bit about the organization and what they do. And you could see she's kind of changed her costume a little bit.
It kind of turned into a show and tell sort of situation.
Not that we're complaining at all here. Now
I love my job.
Yes, we do love our jobs here. Now, your shows, basically, this is the progression. You start out, you do kind of a layered kind of thing. You start out and you go down to basically the outfit that you dance in. You know, the covered nipples and the covered bottom and the fringes and tassels, all very classic elements, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. As you notice, I did have gloves on me.
Yes, she did. And
that was the first thing to come off, and then my fabulous evening gown.
Yes, and you do all your own costumes, is that right? Or
Pope Catherine I is a fantastic costume designer and builder. I actually have no building skills whatsoever. So a lot of our stuff, sometimes some of our own clothes, actually the dress I was wearing before is an old prom dress of mine that we modified to be able to be taken off easier. So it's just really a grassroots project that we all work together to get done. Some pieces are bought, a lot of them are built.
Mm-hmm. And have you ever had like a severe or really unusual wardrobe malfunction?
Wardrobe malfunction, no. We always, even if we aren't getting down to our pasties, we wear just in casties because we don't.
Thank you, Omaha Vice.
We don't want to have a wardrobe malfunction because that will get us ticketed and possibly not hired at places. Because
nobody needs that hassle.
No, it's like nobody wants to see 6 cops pile out of a minivan either.
We generally wear double underwear, so I mean, as much as we disrobe, we actually wear an awful lot of clothing.
Again, thank you, City of Omaha, and your restrictive
Draconian ordinances.
Thank you.
Now, hopefully, since we have a female mayor, this may change.
Ooh. That does not, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, if anything, it's going to get worse.
Can't see that happening.
Yes, it's like, yes, the Hot Tail Honeys, the Burqa show.
Unless perhaps we could get the mayor to come to a show and then she could see what it really is about, and I think it could change a lot of people's minds in Omaha.
So that brings up an interesting point. So in Omaha, do you have to deal with like people's misconceptions? And I know that the phrase burlesque and stripper get confused and lumped together.
Right.
And obviously this is not the case. You wouldn't call yourself a stripper by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely not, and I have no problem with strippers. I do like going to the strip club. So it's just not what I would personally do, but we are...
Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back.
What's up?
What did you think of Wizards from Ralph Bakshi? Wasn't that a great movie? Didn't you love the quality of the rotoscope animation and the whole feel of it? It was quite groundbreaking in 1977 when it did come out. Now next week we're going to be bringing you the 1981 drive-in classic Galaxy of Terror, starring Sid Haig, Edward Albert, and Aaron Moran. Also starring Taffy O'Connell, the woman or the actress who gets literally raped to death by a giant worm, and you're going to want to tune in and see that. Now our guest, the lovely Miss Dolce Vita from the Hot Tail Honeys. Before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you want to say to all of your newfound friends and viewers out there?
Please, you have to come out to a full show and see the entertainment that we're providing. Omaha, we're the only troupe in Omaha that does burlesque. And our next show is July 17th, 8 p.m. at House of Loom. They're at 10th and Pacific. It's $8 cover, free dessert provided. And it's going to be fantastic. Our jugglers will be there. The ladies will be there doing our classic strip teases. And there will be a classic jazz vinyl DJ playing after the show. And it just goes until 9 o'clock because that is a Wednesday night and most people have to work on Thursday morning.
Unfortunately, boo. So do the Hot Tail Honeys, I know that you have a page on Facebook.
Yes.
Do you have any other website or?
We unfortunately do not have a website at this time. We haven't had somebody that has the skills, time, whatever, to build it for us. So we do, Facebook is our only way of contacting us, Hot Tail Honeys on Facebook. You can email us at hottailhoneys@gmail.com. And we do are hired out for parties, private parties. We actually do have a family-friendly division. It's the same people, but we wear different costumes, different kind of music. We do, and with my snake, I will take my snake out to parties, children's or conferences.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but there's usually handcuffs and police involved, and we don't want to go there.
We don't want to think about James taking his snake out anywhere. It's like,
oh no!
I think mine's a little more legal until she gets too big, and then I just have to tell people she's smaller. But okay, yeah, probably not want to put that part in there.
Oh no, that's staying.
oh yeah, that one stuck to the tape.
Oh no, that's stuck to the tape. That's staying. Sorry.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
But obviously we know that you're joking, and we know that you do follow all the laws in accordance
Of course,
with that.
one must follow the social compact, so.
Absolutely. But we are here in Omaha because we love Omaha. And there's a lot of artistic potential and fantastic creative minds in Omaha. We're just trying to fight the conservative overlords of Nebraska to loosen it up and have a little more fun, a little more risque.
And the Angry Brothers are here in Omaha because laws exist in other locations that keep us out.
But no, we're all about supporting the local artists, particularly such wonderful people as these. And, you know, we hope you'll come out and check their shows out. Go to their page on Facebook. If you'd like more information, contact us at www.theangrybros.com, at our website of theangrybros@gmail.com, and we'll put you in touch with these fine performers. Now, again, from myself, Brother Jack Angry, the lovely Dolce Vita with the Hot Tail Honeys, and Brother James.
Peace out, homies.
Good night, unpleasant dreams, and keep America on top. Watch Horror Hosts, everyone. Good night.
smooth at all, but.
I love my job.
Yes.
Greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, Brother Jack Angry, along with Inferna
Hi!
and Sin. And we just wanted to take a moment to welcome our newest sponsor, Big Brain Tattoos in Omaha, Nebraska. Now, they're located at 1123 Jackson Street, which is on the backside of the old market here in downtown Omaha. We hope you'll stop by and see Smitty, the owner, and Lenny and Jason, two of his best artists. And they will be happy to answer all of your questions and deal with whatever your tattoo needs are, whether you're just pricing a tattoo, you have a design, or you need a design. Lenny and his artists will be happy to draw that out and set it up to your satisfaction. And all of their work is backed by Smitty and his artists, so you'll never go away dissatisfied from Big Brain. So be sure and check him out and tell him the Angry Brothers sent you. And if you'd like to check his webpage out, it's www.bigbrainomaha.com.